Panther people, what up? Scott Fitterer just keeps building that offense for Bryce Young and Mingo. They got it right. I watch Panthers post. Phil Perkins, thanks for joining. If you are just tuning into this now, and you also tuned into my live round one viewing party, I kind of messed up a little bit. So if you still want to win a brand new processed blue Bryce Young jersey, don't know what number he is yet, make sure you go to that video and you put in your Twitter handle, your Instagram handle. Make sure you subscribe. I will be choosing the contest winner from that video. That is the live stream of that. I'm an idiot. I thought comments would save. They did not. They disappeared. So go to that video and just put in your Instagram or your Twitter, or if you're brave enough, your email, and then I'll be choosing the winner for that, and I will then hit you up. I'll DM you. I'll slide into the DM. Make sure you know it's me, because it's going to be me, Phil Perkins. I'm hitting you up, and then you'll be getting, randomly, a Carolina Panthers processed blue Bryce Young jersey. I appreciate you guys. Just make sure you do it before you watch the rest of this video. Carolina Panthers obviously picked up Bryce Young with the first overall pick. He was in Charlotte earlier today, and honestly, I said it before in a YouTube short, I don't know anybody besides Russell Wilson who is as smooth in an interview, but he definitely watches Russell Wilson tape because he is not corny one bit. The guy is absolutely authentic. You can tell that he's the son of a psychologist and a special needs teacher. The guy just knows how to talk to people. He knows how to work around stuff, kind of like the way he plays on the field. You give him any defense. You give him a random safety blitz. He knows how to maneuver. Same thing when he's on the podium. When you give him a random question about anything, whether it's sports or society, big picture, small picture, he knows how to maneuver it verbally. The guy is a magician. I could totally see why he killed it in the dinner meeting with the Carolina Panthers. I'm so glad he's a Carolina Panthers quarterback right now. It still doesn't make any sense to me. Steph Curry said this before tip-off tonight.
WR1, Bryce Young.
So he got the seal of approval from Charlotte's favorite son that's not named Cam Newton. The guy's actually born in the area. So just saying, he got not only the comparison in pre-draft, now he's getting the shout out from the man himself. He said he hadn't heard from him yet, and now he's actually hearing from him through social media. I can only imagine the hype in the Charlottetown, in the Queen City, is through the roof. Two of the favorite sons right now just colliding together. Well, now Bryce is kind of the adopted son. Steph, we already know. You know what I mean. Everyone's happy. Everyone's excited. Everyone's trying to get those retro t-shirts the Panthers are hawking right now. I'm all about it. But let's move, because the Panthers didn't just have one pick. They had a bunch of picks. Now they got a little bit less, a little bit more on that. So the Panthers entered day 2, round 2 and 3 in the draft in Kansas City, needing a couple of things: an edge rusher, cornerback, potentially wide receiver, but not according to David Tepper yesterday. He said to the media after they picked up Bryce Young that the fact that because he's such a point guard, that they don't need quote-unquote elite wide receiver talent around him, which got me freaked out a little bit. As I said in the video last night, you know, we all saw what happened to Cam Newton. He had Ted Ginn, and he had Kelvin Benjamin, he had Devin Funchess. Sure, they were drafted pretty high, but it turns out not that much, not much offered in the league in terms of performance. So we know we can't do Bryce dirty like that, the way we did Cam. Cam was literally had to be Superman because they just did not build around him properly in terms of the wide receiver position. And so you cannot do the same to Bryce Young. I thought we had learned from these mistakes, and we're seeing everybody saying the red flags like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. This owner's talking out of turn here. He should just stay in his own lane, just pay the checks and get out of the way. And so it seems like a little bit, he may have been coached up. Throw that smoke screen saying, you know, the Carolina Panthers taking a defensive player, so nobody take some of the wide receivers, some of the tight end talent that could be available, that was available heading into day 2. And so they think the Carolina Panthers are focusing on edge rushers. Hey, you know what? We can sit back. We can take these wide receivers a little bit later. Carolina at 39, they're not taking anybody. Well, guess what? They did. They took the big body, one of the lone big body wide receivers in this draft, and Jonathan Mingo out of Ole Miss, which is sneaky turning into wide receiver U with A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf. Too bad he doesn't have 2 first names, a first and a middle name, because we could just call him, you know, JT Mingo, because you got AJ, you got DK, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. that sneaky being big wide receiver you right now. And so Jonathan Mingo, 6'2", 220 pounds, ran like a 4.4, 5.40, something ridiculous. Not that much college, not that much, but he didn't lead his team in the receiving stats, but the guy didn't have a great quarterback. Ironically, the one quarterback he did have, in Matt Corral, probably won't be with the team when he arrives because he seems like he kind of may or maybe not want out. He did just post a picture on his Instagram story of him in the huddle with the Carolina Panthers. So maybe Matt Corral changing his tune a little bit. He could be reunited with his Rebels teammate in Jonathan Mingo. But Jonathan Mingo, one of the lone big wide receivers in this draft. Now, so you got him, Terrace Marshall, you got Adam Thielen, you got DJ Chark, who some people might be comparing him to. I do respect what Josh Norris, former WFNZ intern and draft guru from Underdog Fantasy, saying that he kind of compares him to A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, and Ayuk. What's his first name? Doesn't matter. Those are all guys I like. Big body wide receivers who play their size. That's been my problem with Terrace Marshall the entire time. He's a big body wide receiver. He is. He's not small at all. And he plays small, though. He plays a bit slow. And so if you got him and you light a fire under his ass because you got this guy, Jonathan Mingo, also an SEC guy, who plays his size and maybe a little bit bigger at 6'2", 220 pounds, he gets that separation. He told reporters he can make a 5-yard catch into an 80-yard gain. And once he gets that separation, it's game over. And so I think getting him could make Terrace Marshall better. And I'm glad the Panthers went this route. You know, I was talking about edge rusher, BJ Ojulari. He was taken eventually before that. And so the Panthers, we'll get to the edge rusher part. We'll talk about that. But they got Jonathan Mingo, a big body wide receiver. We talked about a sexy draft. This is a sexy pick. Daniel Jeremiah from the NFL Network said that, you know, he thinks that he is one of the guys that everyone's talking about right now because of just the sheer lack of size in this draft class in terms of the wide receiver core. And so he said that whoever gets him in the second round, it's a steal of the draft. Panthers, point for you. Whoever gets in the first round, he's going to stamp and applaud them because they took a chance on him. Steve Smith, stamp of approval for him. And he says that this guy just knows how to work. And you can tell he knows how to work because you have to work because you don't have a great quarterback at Ole Miss throwing you the ball. And so now you're going to have the Heisman Trophy winner and an ultimate winner in Bryce Young throwing you the ball. You can only imagine what he can do. And the anticipation that Bryce Young throws with, you know, Jonathan Mingo is going to keep running with that. He's going to throw him while in stride and turn that 5 into 80. And I think he's going to be absolutely great. So the Panthers got this one right. Bingo, Mingo, he's the guy. I'm excited to see what number he picks, but I think the wide receiver core, people are saying kind of lacking a little bit. I think with him, DJ Chark, and you got Tommy Tremble, looks like they're not going to be drafting a tight end, at least today. Maybe later round. I could totally see Cameron Lutu being picked up later in the round. He scored really well in the S2 score, just like his college teammate in Bryce Young. They could still get him, but they're building around Bryce. I love what they're doing. Jonathan Mingo is the guy. Just judging by how big body wide receivers from Ole Miss are doing, I'll be totally happy with any of those productions, even like 80% of the production of A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf. All right, so the Panthers went offense in the first 2 picks, and then they traded up 13 spots with the Pittsburgh Steelers to get DJ Johnson, an edge rusher out of the University of Oregon. Scott Fitterer going traits. He's going traits here, kind of like Jonathan Mingo, big boy, got the size, got the speed. DJ Johnson's the same way. I think, what is he, like 6'4"? 6'4". Let me just take a look. He's 6'4", 260. I think he ran a 4.5 40, something ridiculous. And he transferred to Oregon. And again, same thing kind of like Jonathan Mingo. Not elite stats at where he's at, but the fact that they got guys like Ejiro Evero, you got Dom, you got all the defensive pieces right there that could help him. He's going to be opposite Brian Burns. They're 2 long guys. I was saying before in previous episodes, I like someone who's a little bit opposite of what Brian Burns brings to the table, a long, lanky, bendy guy that Brian Burns is. But you know what? Johnson is that guy as well. He's a long, powerful dude, and he's kind of new to the position as well. But you still got enough guys. You still got free agency to try to coach him up. He doesn't have to start right away. Again, he's a 3rd-round pick. They traded up for him, so there's conviction. So they believe that they can coach this dude up. For the final 2 picks, unless the Panthers trade back to try to accumulate more picks, I can see the Panthers focusing on a couple things. Personally, it'd be great if they can get a bigger body running back. They lost Deontay Foreman. We know that. Chuba Hubbard, kind of a do-everything back. Same thing with Miles Sanders. He's not a bruiser. You know, Spencer Brown, not a bruiser. friggin' Raheem Blackshear, not a bruiser. And so if they can get a running back, maybe, honestly, you could probably get them as an undrafted free agent, to be honest. So maybe if you're going to be drafting somebody, maybe a project linebacker, Henry 2020 out of Alabama, or maybe Cameron Lutu at tight end. I know I'm big on the tight ends, but if we can get a tight end, that'd be good as well, because Tommy Tremble's taking some time. I still find that he's great. But Hayden Hurst, we don't know how long he's really going to be with the team. So then when Hayden Hurst finally plays out his time in the NFL, you got Tommy Tremble. If he doesn't develop the way he is, at least you got somebody else like Cameron Lutu. Ian Thomas is Ian Thomas. And so whoever, by the time the third round ends, if we can get whatever tight end is left, maybe in the fourth round, perhaps a linebacker or cornerback. I don't know what kind of quality cornerbacks you're taking. We need guys who could probably start right away, potentially because of the injury history with guys like D-Jack, as well as our guy J.C. Horn. So that's the way I'm feeling. Let me know how you guys feel. How do you feel about day 2? Are you good with Jonathan Mingo? You got a big guy. Do you think he can eventually develop to be a number 1 wide receiver? You could. Not that much talked about DJ Johnson as an edge rusher. Of course, we had our guys that we wanted. Didn't happen. Some reporters out there kind of getting out there and putting their analyst hat on, saying that they wish that the Panthers did the flip. They got the wide receiver in the third round, edge rusher in the second round. That didn't happen. David Tepper just, smoke bombing all of us. So let me know what you guys thought about today, day 2. Let me know what you want out of day 3. And again, watch the live video. Make sure you sub, like, comment, Twitter, Instagram handle. You can win yourself a jersey. Not joking. Let's go.